Thank you very much for joining the channel once again. We come your way with a breaking news item, and it's got to do with the Black Stars. It says that there has been a review of the training camp plans of the Black Stars. Initially, originally was supposed to be in Johannesburg, South Africa, but the team has sat and decided to cancel those plans of camping in South Africa to camp in Kumasi for the African Cup of Nations to be hosted by Ivory Coast starting on the 13th of January 2024. You all understand what the public outcry has been. There's been a huge resentment towards the decision of the Ghana Football Association and, of course, the technical team to camp in South Africa, which has a weather that is completely at variance with what pertains in Cote D'Ivoire. And I will say that for the first time in many years, common sense has prevailed. As far back as October, on this same channel, those of you who watch and those who couldn't watch can go back. I suggested this in October 2023, this year, 3 months or 2 months ago, that it will be very prudent for the team to camp in Ghana, find a serene condition or atmosphere here in Ghana, a serene environment to camp, because other teams will be wanting to camp in West Africa, possibly because of the weather, also because of proximity and other factors. So if we are opportune to be in West Africa and we share borders with the host nation, Ivory Coast, there wouldn't be a need to fly the team out of the same region where the tournament will be hosted and say we are going to a region that has a very different weather and climatic conditions and also cost effectiveness. But finally, common sense has prevailed. There was a lot of backlash. There was an overwhelming resentment of the decision to camp in South Africa. It just didn't make footballing sense. It didn't make economic sense. It didn't make technical sense. I just didn't understand why the Ghana Football Association decided this. But finally, I think they've come back and realized that beyond the public outcry and criticisms, there is a team to protect. There is an integrity to protect. And there is a standard to maintain. You don't take decisions like this just because it's been happening and nobody talks about it. Some of us have been very vehement on the decision of the Black Stars to camp in places like Abu Dhabi, spend $1.2 million in 8 days, go to Dubai, spend over $1 million in 8 days, flight arrangement and all that. So imagine how much will be saved with the Black Stars deciding to camp here. So they would have ordinarily come to Ghana, then assemble here and fly to South Africa with at least over 40 or 50 people. So just take it like business class ticket for 40 or 50 contingents. Go to South Africa, book a hotel for over 50 contingent or 40 member contingents. Stay there for 10 days. Take the same flight back to Ivory Coast and calculate how much. More than $400,000 will be saved. More than $400,000 will be saved from the taxpayer. It wouldn't go to anyone. It wouldn't go to me. It wouldn't go to none of the people who has been complaining or people who have been complaining. Nobody complaining about this will benefit in any way financially. But it is common sense. And you're also building bridge between the fans and the team. No team in this world can perform fantastically well without the support, the spiritual support of its fans. No team in this world. If a team is delineated from the fans, if a team is so detached from the fans, it will be very difficult for the team to perform. The supporters are the soul of the team. So when they speak, even people who don't matter, if you feel that there are people who don't matter and they make suggestions, you've got to listen. This is common sense that has won. To camp in Ghana, you've cut down the flight costs for over 50 people to South Africa because it just didn't make sense. The weather conditions there. And fact that somebody was trying to convince me after I wrote a lot of pieces on Twitter and on Facebook explaining why the decision didn't make sense to me in particular. The fact that it didn't make sense to me doesn't mean that I wasn't sensible. But I sat down 2-3 months ago and said, looking at the conditions in Cote d'Ivoire, looking at how the team has lost base with the fans. It's lost touch with the fans, and they need to touch base with the fans. They need to bring back the love. They should be camping around West Africa. If there is no place in Ghana here to camp, I even suggested Akosombo. Somebody was trying to, a top sports official or football person was trying to convince me that the decision is to camp in South Africa was the best. And I pointed out to him that you just joined football like 2-3 years ago. I have been following this Black Stars team for more than or close to 2 decades. Stories that I've heard, South Africa is one of the places with the biggest distractions that any team can face. A team like South Africa national team have always been struggling. The Ghana national team have got very controversial stories and a baggage of scandals anytime they camp in South Africa. We all know South Africa. The last time they camped or played a tournament in South Africa, there were stories of the elevator in the hotel. And this was in the technical report of the team. The elevator in the hotel was working overtime, late nights. Women were coming up to the hotel, stories of prostitutes, going to rooms of footballers. These were things in the confidential post-tournament reports in 2013. A lot of these stories. So South Africa has never been a place where footballers like Black Stars of Ghana will go and say they've had their peace of mind. Anybody that you want to fly there, it's just possible to fly them there. So if you have discipline in Ghana, you can still maintain that. And I read from the Ghana Football Association report that there will be strict security. It will be inaccessible to the fans and media. The hotel of the team will be inaccessible to fans, and their training will be completely out of reach for the media. I understand. Even if they are going to open for 1 or 2 days out of the 8 days that they will come, perfectly so. But a lot of teams are camping in their countries. Morocco will do same. Senegal will do same. Mali will do same. But for the fact that we've been very reckless in spending, we could have have our own national complex where we could have trained. We don't have. Reason why we have 10 Sans and Kroma, we are moving from here, going here. We don't have anything to train. We don't have any facility where we can camp the players and ensure absolute and maximum security and secrecy for the team. We don't have the serenity. It's not there because we don't have a national complex. And these are some of the things that we have kept on hammering for more than 10 years. I am never going to change my principles on this team and with football in this country. Never. And for the first time in many years, like I said, common sense has prevailed. It's not about media people. It's about the support of the fans. It's not about me. It's not about anybody. It's about what the people say. It did not make sense to go and camp in a weather condition that was around 14 degrees Celsius, to come and play in a weather condition that is averaging 32 degrees Celsius. Twice the weather. Coldness in South Africa. Hot, searing sun in Ivory Coast. Who are you deceiving? What sort of secrecy, what sort of serenity did you say existed in South Africa? None. They will have their peace of mind better in Ghana with military. And I understand that Chris Hilton first of all suggested that the team camps in Ghana. It was rejected. Then he came back with South Africa, a place he doesn't even know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the history of the team. There are media men in this country who have followed the Black Stars, who have stories to share. Loads of stories. The Black Stars is a storied team. Loads of stories, confidential ones to share, of reasons why we should not have even thought of camping in South Africa. People just didn't care. But I thank God that, like I said, we are camping in Kumasi. Find a hotel that will be exclusive to the players. And they can, because you are going to book it for the entire 8 days. You are going to Pajo Kuma. I mean, look, the Black Stars are going to be passing through the town of Kumasi. People are going to wave them. Sometimes, even this sort of secrecy and keeping the team away from the fans doesn't help. They need to see the fans. They need to see in their eyes what the fans feel and think of the team. Let them know what the team means to the fans. Don't hide the team from the players. I remember in 2004, 2003, during the World Cup campaign, qualification campaign, I was always at the Kumasi Stadium, always at Pajo, watching the Black Stars training. They have to see what it feels like to see old men waking up at dawn, moving from Dakujom, walking to stadium to watch the team train. They have to know what it feels. to support the Black Stars, and how people revere the team, how the team is the soul that keeps people going. You don't have to detach the team from the fans. Of course, you like the privacy, but then it gets to a point where you let the players know that these fans in the stands, those on top of the trees, trying to catch a glimpse of you, are the reason why you are going to Ivory Coast. So when you have lost energy, you have to fight to the last drop of your blood so that these people are happy. You put the players in South Africa and Dubai in a condition that they don't even get to know what the fans feel of the team. Let us watch their friendly here ahead of the AFCON. Let us talk to them face to face. Let us vent our anger. And when they win, let us show them our love. Don't be hiding the team from the fans. Don't. The Brazilian national team, we see people following them. Messi, they train in Argentina. They train there. Messi, they camp in Argentina. Messi, we don't have any player in the national team, even up to the level of Aguero yet. Messi, they train in Argentina. There is no vile supporters group that is so vile than Argentina, the South Americans, than Brazil. They train there. Neymar, they train in Brazil. The bus is moving in Rosario Central in Argentina. The bus is moving in Sao Paulo. In Brazil, they are moving there. The fans are there watching them. Don't hide. Let them see. People are running after the bus. Let them feel what it means to play for the national team. You carry the team, fly to Dubai. Carry the team, fly to Togo. Carry the team, fly to Abu Dhabi. In an environment where they feel like, well, we are just going to play. Likes of Abedi, Tony Bafo, Sarah Mensah and co. They have seen what it means to play for the Black Stars. They know when the bus is driving through the streets of Accra and Kumasi. They know when they see people in tears. Don't detach the team from the fans. Fly them to Abu Dhabi. They come and Comoros will beat them. What is the essence? Let them, the fans, see them. Brazil, they are camping in their country. There are no stars in the Black Stars than Brazil. And there are no vile and incensed. There are no violent fans in this world than in South America. They camp there in their country. Let them feel the environment. Let them feel the heat. You take the team to Abu Dhabi. Then you fly them to Cameroon to play. When they lose, they take private flight to their respective clubs because they don't get to feel the tension in the country when they are playing. Let them feel it this time. Let them. And thanks to everyone who has supported this cause. You saved money. You are going to build bond with the fans now. We will hear news from the Black Stars camp every day. If they cannot, Kudus plays for West Ham. He knows the English media. If they cannot deal with tension of people talking about them, they don't deserve to play for the national team. Period.